Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem HaKadosh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, who are the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to all the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking at the heathen, but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds, who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai, and the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as we're the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Akalio, and this video is about the mark of the beast prophecy, which is the microchip. Alright, so here it is. We have news coming out of Jamaica. Alright, announced rather, by the leader of Jamaica. You know, the one that the wicked elite of Esau Edom has, anointed to be the one to lead this country into the fourth industrial revolution, which really is the New World Order. All right. And really, it's about that microchip, which is the mark of the beast. Yes, they have appointed their leader, and this looks like it is going to be the man, that's going to be the face of it to push forward that microchip, right? Because we're very close. And Jamaica just had an election the other day, and he won again. All right. So it looks like the wicked elite of Esau Edom are satisfied with what he's doing. And that's understandable because, the leader of Jamaica, as he's been presented, since his tenure, he has moved very swiftly regarding developing the system that is needed to allow the microchip to work on the scale that it needs to happen on, which is going to happen on a global and mandatory scale. That's the prophecy, right? So he has implemented the systems that they're implementing worldwide, which are the central bank digital currencies, which Jamaica launched, the Jamaican digital dollar, the Jamdex, right? And then Jamaica also launched its digital ID, the NIDS, National Identification System. So they're with it, man. They're tuned in. They're pushing forward with Esau's New World Order agenda. Another term for it is also the intelligence age, the sustainable development goals. All of these are just code names for Esau's New World Order. All right, but the main purpose of their situation is that they're bringing in and Esau Edom is the so-called white man. They're the rulers of this wicked kingdom today. They're bringing in a new slavery system, and so they intend to, usher in this new slavery system by microchipping all of the people around the world. Okay, so let me read the prophecy itself, Revelation 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, so that's going to be the wicked elite of Esau Edom, the elite bankers, right? Because every nation that is in rulership has a ruling class, and this is their ruling class, those elite bankers. All right, their plan, which is the NWO, with the microchip at the forefront of it. So he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. So it's going to become, for everybody. And he causeth all. So it's going to be a worldwide event. It doesn't matter who you are, your social status, or anything like that. To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And this mark is a physical mark, and it's a microchip. All right, in their right hand or in their forehead. So, you have the microchip technology in the hand, and you have the brain microchip technology, which that brain microchip technology is seeing, some very rapid advancements, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you won't be able to buy or sell unless you have the mark of the beast. So you won't be able to buy or sell unless you have the microchip, and, you're going to be shut out from society if you don't have it. Okay, that is where it's all heading towards. Okay, and we can see that by, first of all, reading the prophecy. It says no man might buy or sell unless you have the microchip. So the most basic function, or one of the most basic functions of human interaction, is the exchanging of goods, So the microchip is going to be, that's going to be locked behind the microchip. You're going to have a microchip in order to, function and continue in society as you know it. So this is where it's all heading towards. And so knowing that the microchip is the mark of the beast, right? We know about the microchip. The microchip been around. There are people that are microchipped already using the microchip for the purpose. But the thing is that the prophet says that he causeth all. It's going to be a worldwide event. So there needs to be systems put in place on a global scale to allow it. And so they're transforming society towards a digital revolution, right? The digital age. This is what it is, the fourth industrial age. All right. So the thing about it is that what Andrew is talking about is nothing new. And this isn't about his own ideologies or nothing like that. This is his mandate given to him from the wicked elite of Esau, Edom. All right. This fourth industrial revolution is their idea. And they have already declared it out in the open, which they always do. They declare their plans out in the open. It's called what, the method of revelation, I believe, where they show you in plain sight without openly admitting it, but they're showing you what they're going to do. So, they have they've exposed themselves. So before I even play Andrew's the video with Andrew, because you can see it's on his X, formerly Twitter, it's on his Facebook, it's in the news, in the Jamaica newspaper and all this kind of stuff. But the fourth industrial revolution, right? Let's get where it originates from. And it originates from the wicked elite of Esau, Edom. Now, the World Economic Forum has been their, I don't know what to really call it, their information place. Basically, telling the world what their plans are going to be, what they intend to do. Okay, so you have this individual, Klaus Schwab, who I believe is no longer a part of the World Economic Forum. Maybe he's in retirement or whatever the situation is, but he has been the face and representation for like a decade, and he has revealed the plans of what the situation is. So let's take a listen, because he himself explains what the fourth industrial revolution is. All right, so the fourth industrial revolution, right? So he mentions as well smart government and smart cities. So you have many different moving parts to allow this microchip to work on the global scale, mandatory global scale. All right, you have the transformation of the payment systems to a digital system. That's why you have the central bank digital currencies, right? Because a microchip is going to be that device used to make the payment. So everything is going digital, right? It's going to be that digital device to make the digital payments. Then you have the digital ID system, which is about consolidating your information all into one place. And that digital ID actually shows us, that is a stepping stone heading towards a microchip. Because when you look at the digital ID, which was proposed by the World Economic Forum and now is being adopted by all of the countries around the world, because it's a one world mandate, right? It's a one world order, it's a one world this, a one world that. That's what they've sold it. So the digital ID itself, which was proposed by the World Economic Forum and it now is going full speed in all of these countries, it shows you that everything is going to be attached to it, right? And your digital ID will also include your biometrics and everything like that. So you can see here from the same World Economic Forum that this Klaus Schwab person was a representation of. The digital ID shows you that everything is going to be attached to it. Your healthcare, your financial services, your food and sustainability, your travel and mobility, right? Humanitarian response, e-commerce, social platforms, e-government, telecommunications, smart cities. So everything is going to be attached to it for your identification purposes. All right, is that all for use? And so this is the stepping stone, right? Because when it is that the microchip is made mandatory worldwide, they will simply just conveniently have this digital ID system in place where they'll just transfer the digital ID onto the microchip, and then the microchip is going to be that all for one use. So you see, these people starting to connect the dots, right? So digital ID, and once again, Jamaica has launched the digital ID and central bank digital currency. So then also you have as well the digital public infrastructure of it all, right? Because you have the microchip, then you have the central bank digital currencies, you have the digital IDs, but also it's going to be functioning as a normal part of daily life using the microchip. So they're transforming the cities as you know it towards these smart cities and these 15-minute cities, and they even include this in your digital ID I don't know how it's going to be connected to your digital ID and all that kind of stuff. We'll just wait to see, but it is showing here that the smart cities are going to be a part of it. So, you know, however it goes, but it's already showing us. All right. So then you take notice of with the digital ID and then what Jamaica, right, relating to this fourth industrial revolution that, you know, Andrew is talking about. So just a few months ago, Jamaica was added to the 50 in 5 campaign, which is about, you know, helping countries that are behind with their digital public infrastructure. The digital public infrastructure is another important part because the cities, they want them to be these smart cities and these 15-minute cities. So the countries around the world need to accelerate their transformation really towards the fourth industrial revolution. That's what this specific campaign is about, them transforming towards, heading towards that fourth industrial revolution. So you can see what's all happening, right? Maybe, you know, if the Lord has provided you with the eye salve. But it's clear to those of us who, you know, the Lord has provided the eye salve to that, you know, just connecting these dots, you can see what's happening. Okay, so going back to this, Klaus Schwab, let's listen to what he has to say about what the fourth industrial revolution is.
The fourth industrial revolution will impact our lives completely. It will not only change.
He's actually, look at that. He's actually the founder and executive chairman. I played this video a few times and I didn't even read his title. So this is a man that clearly the wicked elite of Esau Edom set up in a certain position, right? He's in a very important position to push a certain goals. All right.
How we communicate, how we produce, how we consume. It will change actually us, our own identity, and of course gives life to such policies and developments like smart traffic, smart government, smart cities. What we will see is that everything will be integrated into an ecosystem driven by big data and driven particularly by close cooperation also of governments with business, civil society. And this revolution will come at a breathtaking speed. It will be like a tsunami. And actually,
which is happening right now. We're literally living through this breakneck speed transformation.
It's not just a digital revolution, it's digital, of course physical, with nanotechnology, but it's also biological.
You hear what he said? Physical, nanotechnology, biologic. Okay? What is he referring to? He's referring to the microchip. All of this, what they're doing, all of these systems being put in is for the purpose of the launch of the microchip, which is the mark of the beast. Okay?
And so 3D provides.
And then, furthermore, on Klaus Schwab, I have another video, and everything is fair use. Okay, so this one is very interesting. All right, this is back in 2016. An interview with Klaus Schwab, boss of the World Economic Forum in Davos, in which he says humans will have a chip implanted in their brain or skin within 10 years. The year is now 2025. All right, and look at the state of the world. Look at Bible prophecy and how it's speaking. Look at how things have developed heading towards the fulfillment of these prophecies. We're very close. All right. So Klaus Schwab is the founder and chairman of, okay, so this was taken back in 2016. Let's listen to what he has to say. All right. Now remember, this is the same man that was talking about the fourth industrial revolution coming at a breakneck speed, about it being nanotechnology, not only, you know, the cities and stuff like that, but, you know, what he said in the video. All right. So
aujourd'hui, au bout de ça, on parle de plus qu'on pourra s'implanter, ce sera quand ça?
When will that be?
Certainement dans
Certainly
les
in the
années à
next 10
venir.
years.
Et d'abord, on va
at
les
first, we
implanter
will implant
dans
them
nos
in our
vêtements,
clothes.
c'est-à-dire wearables, comme on
At
le
first,
dit.
we'll implant them in our
Et
clothes, and
après,
then
on
we
pourrait
could imagine that we
s'imaginer
will
qu'on les
implant them in our
implante
brains or in our
dans nos
skin.
cerveaux ou dans
Yeah,
notre peau.
this is
Et à
the
la fin,
microchip, man.
peut-être il y a une communication
And
directe
then there will
entre
be
notre
direct
cerveau.
communication between our brain and the digital world, which, with the brain microchip that is out right now, it has already been shown that people with the brain microchip are able to communicate with external technology using that brain microchip. They're literally able to play video games using the brain microchip. So it's not a far-fetched idea or something coming out of left field. It's literally happening in real time right now. But these are warnings that Yahweh Shemisha has been putting out there onto the nation of Israel for decades before, these videos came up and stuff like that. All right. So the plan is clear. Right? And that's why I decided to bring up these videos, because you have this person, Klaus Schwab, spoke about the fourth industrial revolution. He was the founder of the World Economic Forum. He's the one that was pushing digital ID as well. In 2016, he spoke about how in the next 10 years, people are going to be microchipped. And now the year is 2025, next year is 2026. So things are cooking, man. And now you have the leaders all around the world literally accelerating towards what is the fourth industrial revolution, the transformation of, society as we know it to a digital age. And all of it is for the purpose to bring about that microchip, which is the mark of the beast. All right, so what we see is kind of a fusion of the physical, digital, and biological world. Right? Physical, digital, and biological world. And it's called what? The biometric microchip. That's one of the names for it. All right? Bio, living, metric, measure. So it's a measure of the living thing, it's a measure of the living thing, which is us, the humans, right? So that's why it's biological. Okay? Because they're going to be inserting it into your body, fusing you with technology, essentially turning you into one of those people that are like the biohackers, merging people with technology. You see? So, with that being said, going back to Andrew, it's clear to see that he's following with the agenda at hand. All right. Once again, he's launched the central bank digital currency. He's launched the digital identification system. He has ensured that, or whoever ensured it, that Jamaica has became a part of the campaign to accelerate digital public infrastructure. It's clear to see what's happening. All right. Jamaica is heading towards the same thing that the rest of the world is heading towards, which is the launch of this microchip. Jamaica is being prepared for the launch of the microchip, which is the mark of the beast. Yeah. So this kind of situation actually, shows us further how close we are, because, I was going to play the video, but I don't think I need to. It's there on the internet. What's interesting is the reasoning. Jamaica needs to prepare for dispensation of fourth industrial revolution, says Holness. Kingston, Jamaica Prime Minister Andrew Holness says Jamaica needs to prepare for the dispensation of the fourth industrial revolution by using technologies such as AI to improve the skills of Jamaicans to secure higher paying jobs. So this is his reasoning. It's comical, when you know what the real agenda is at hand. But, for all of these different countries, man, I've taken notice, as a man, that each country is just doing it, just putting out whatever reason they want to put out. You know what I'm saying? They're just doing it, I guess, based off of how, they feel the citizens operate, or how they would respond, and all these kinds of things. Okay, so him talking about improving higher paying jobs, whatever. Jamaica needs to prepare itself for the dispensation of the fourth industrial revolution, where the cyber world will be paired with the physical world. So you are living in the cyber-physical. Technology and machines are working together not just to deliver services in an independent way that was largely delivered in a non-physical way, but also, as was demonstrated, you have machines that can be deployed with artificial intelligence that can function physically. So it's not just call center jobs that we need to be looking at very closely. It is other kinds of jobs that will also be impacted. But the thing about it is that we know that the fourth industrial revolution is way more than what he is announcing here. He's giving you nothing. You see what I'm saying? Klaus Schwab said a whole lot in his video, in the video that I played, as to what the real agenda of the fourth industrial revolution is. This what the leader of Jamaica put out. This is a little crumb to just say, yo, we're bringing this in. You see? Anyway, at the beginning of this video, when I was doing the intro, I saw this while scrolling down. United Nations in Jamaica. The fourth industrial revolution and Jamaica from February 28, 2025 this year. Jamaica will need to build out the new infrastructure required to support next generation economic activities. So, you know, it's a one world agenda. So every single country, whether it's on a big continent or a little island in the Caribbean, is going to have to be a part of the system. He calls it all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. All right, I'm not going to click on that because sometimes those kinds of websites will get your video struck down. All right, but this is the situation at hand, man. The system is coming in Jamaica, and it has been declared, and systems have already been launched. So right now, you know, I've been wondering for a hot minute too. I'm like, yo, what's going to happen? Because, you know, with the launch of this digital currency and the digital ID in Jamaica, I'm like, okay, so what's the next step? Because if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure Jamaica was the first country in the world to launch both of them like this, I believe. I know Jamaica was the first to launch the digital currency as legal tender. But regardless, it's all... My point is, I've been looking to see like what are they going to do next. But then I realized, based off of articles that were the 15.5 campaign, that Jamaica is very behind with its digital public infrastructure. So over there in the East, they're very far ahead. They have their social credit system in China, for example, and, you know, they have their, you know, digital ID system and, you know, their digital currency and whatever else, and they're very far ahead. So the announcement of preparing for the new era of the fourth industrial revolution just goes completely in line with what the goals of the wicked elite of Esau Edom, with pushing forward their you know, new slavery system with the microchip, okay, which is the mark of the beast. All right, so it's all clear what is happening, man. Okay, so regarding that, I think I've made a point on it. We're heading into this time, man, because such news coming out, and it's not just Jamaica, it's all of these countries around the world, right? The other day in Vietnam, they blocked the people out of their bank accounts if they're not a part of the digital ID system out there. In the UK, they made the announcement that if you don't have a digital ID, then you will not be able to work in the UK. And other countries around the world are just pushing forward and integrating the system at, as Klaus Schwab said, it would happen at a breakneck speed. Okay? So we're heading into the time of the hour of temptation. Revelation 3 verse 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So the word world here at G3625 is oikomini, which is talking about the earth, the inhabited earth. So every nation is going to experience, you know, this microchip. It's going to be mandatory worldwide. But regarding, okay, salvation and who is to not take it, the messages onto the nation of Israel. All right, as only salvation is only for our people, right? So the hour of temptation that is going to come up is going to be the test for, you know, the Israelites, where it's going to be a test where in the word temptation at G3986 it says parasmos, an experiment attempt, trial, approving. So it's going to be a proving of your faith, right? Those of us that believe in Yahweh Shemishai, it is going to be a test of our faith, to see if we are really, of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Will we accept the microchip or will we reject the microchip? All right, we will know on that day. And Lord willing, speaking for myself right now, I'm saying, Lord willing, I don't take the microchip, and my spirit right now is saying, I'm not going to take the microchip, so I'm hoping to have that same spirit at that time. Okay, so, but the thing about this parasmos is that when you break it down at G3985, it says parazzo, all right, which is talking about a trial as well, a test. But when you go to the origin, you see G3984, which says para, which says the same thing again. But when you break it down to its base at G4008, it says through the idea of piercing, paran in the Greek, to pierce. You see? So this word temptation actually breaks down to pierce. Okay? And the breakdown here at temptation is the same words here at try. See, at G3986 and then G3985. And so this can be read, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of piercing, which shall come upon all the world to pierce them that dwell upon the earth. So it's the hour of piercing, because that's how the microchip is administered. They pierce the skin, and then they just press it and it inserts the microchip. Okay? So this is the situation at hand, man. And then the warning from Yahweh Shemishai to not take it. There is going to be a judgment. And the third angel followed them, saying in Revelation 14 verse 9, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, so if you take the microchip, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Shemishai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, which is Yahushai. So the judgment for taking the microchip is going to be death by way of thermonuclear fire. All right, so this is, regarding those in America, because America is going to be destroyed by the ICBM missiles, right? And before the destruction happens, Yahushua is going to return and deliver the elect of the nation of Israel from America and from the four corners of the earth. So we do know, based off of the scriptures, the judgment for those in America who take the microchip of our people. All right, it's going to be death by way of thermonuclear fire. It is the second death, right, which is death by fire. The first death was death by way of the flood, which was the water. Okay, so we also know that 1/3 of our people are going to be saved in America and 2/3 are going to be destroyed. Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. So it's a very heavy judgment that is coming from Yahweh Shemishai. And, the message is to not take the microchip. All right, period. Okay, don't take it. And the message is only relevant for the Israelites, man. All right, so some may be wondering, well, what about the Israelites outside of America? What's going to happen to them? We will see when Yahushua returns. That's the best way that I can answer it. All right, but we know based off of the scriptures, the judgment for those who take the microchip in America, right? So the warning has gone out, man. And the time is at hand, as you can see, man. The countries around the world are pushing towards Esau's fourth industrial revolution, which is Esau's new world order, which his purpose of it is to launch his microchip worldwide and make it mandatory. So we're in that time. And the scriptures say that at the end, the vision is for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, and it's speaking louder than ever. So that's what it is. All right. With that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kodesh, Shalom.